Hi there, my name's Katrina Harris and I'm a piano and singing teacher living in Byron Bay, Australia. And I'm making this video for all of my students who are currently at home, practicing at home, and we don't have our face-to-face lessons, so I thought I'd make a few videos just to give some extra tips and a bit of home instruction. So, in this first video, I'm going to talk about finger technique for piano. So one of the most important things to learn when you're playing the piano and when you start playing the piano is how to use your hands. Okay, so I want to start as I would with all of my students at home, and a lot of you watching would probably remember this when you had your first lesson. So a lot of people make the mistake of when they start playing, they're either thinking that their wrist has to be very high or their wrist has to be very low. Not that their wrist has to be low, but a lot of people naturally sort of hang off the edge of the keys. So what you want to get is basically your arm doesn't change across here, okay? What you want to be doing is as if you're holding onto a ball or putting your hands around a computer mouse, okay? It's the same action that you have when you put your hands around a computer mouse. It just fits nicely under the shape of your hand here. Okay, so if you make like a beak shape, okay, so imagine you're making puppets, shadow puppets against the wall, and you're doing all that sort of thing. Okay, so we're not doing anything weird with our wrists or our elbows, we're not making chicken wings. Okay, so the other thing is, so you've got to be sitting at a nice distance from the piano. So you don't want to be too close, you don't want to be like this, and you don't want to be sitting too far back, although further back is better. Okay, so just about there. So we're keep that sort of beak shape. Now I want you to imagine that you've got the mouse, or you've just caught a cricket ball for Australia. There it is, you got it. Okay, so it's like this is a lever from your elbow, and you just put your hand down onto the piano. We're still keeping that shape on the keys. So what you want to end up doing is playing each key with a curved finger. Okay, so you don't want your fingers to be flat. So a lot of people make the mistake of playing like this with flat fingers. Okay, so what you're trying to do, I'll use this hand to demonstrate. So you're trying to play, so here's the piano, okay? So we're playing on the tip of each finger. We're not playing on the nail, we're just playing on the tip of each finger. Okay, so you've got this round shape, like that. Okay, here's the piano, and you're putting your hands like this. Okay, so we're not dropping the wrist too low, and we're not lifting the wrist too high, and we're not sticking our elbows out. Just keeping as if you were eating with your cutlery, you're not sticking your elbows out. Straight, round shape, down on the piano, and playing on the pad of each finger. Okay, with that shape. So once you make this beak shape, you'll find you have this like triangle, your knuckles. This point is the highest point, like it's a tent. Okay, so you just relax that shape a bit as you curve your fingers. So it's not a gripping, it's a relaxed shape. Okay, so I think you'll all have that by now. Okay, so what we're going to start by doing is talking about how to play legato. So legato is an Italian word, and music is full, classical music or written music is full of Italian words, because that was the language in which it developed, and we use a lot of Italian words. So legato is one of those words, and it means smooth, even, and connected. So there's three things there. So you want to play smoothly, evenly, okay, so that also refers to the distance between the notes, so they're even, and an even touch, and connected. Okay, so I'm going to play a C major scale. So C major is all the white notes. Okay, so we're going from C to C. Okay, middle C is the C in the middle of the piano where the two black notes are. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you when we step from finger to finger, we're playing smoothly. Okay, so just have a listen. So there's a few things I just want to go through with you. It's a lot of talking, this video, but hopefully even if you're an adult watching this, adult, children, whoever, you're coming back to the piano and you want to improve your technique, this is what you need to do. So let's start with the very first thing you need to do is when you place your hand on the very first note, it's not a matter of sitting at your keyboard, computer, and just hitting a key, this sort of feeling. You want to get it to be more organic and more natural. Okay, so it's coming from your whole body. Okay, so you're almost landing like a soft cushion into the note to make the sound. Okay, so we've got these hammers in the piano that are hitting the strings. Okay, so it's not the plucking of a harpsichord, it's the hammers gently hitting. So we can manipulate how hard, how loud, or how soft we play the note. Okay, so that's another lesson. We'll go there next time. So from your lap, I want you to, it's almost as if you were sleeping, someone picked up your hand and just dropped it on the note. Okay, that was quite loud. So what we want to do is we don't want to be picking up our thumb and hitting the note like it has no feeling. We just want to be falling. So from the shoulder, from the elbow, whole arm, weight falls. You don't prepare. You don't go, there it is. You just naturally land on the note. So my full weight of my arm is going into my thumb. Now we play our thumb on the side. Okay, whoops, use the other one. There we are. Technology. So we play our thumb on the side, fingers around, we've got that shape. But the thumb doesn't need to play on the tip. Okay, it's just the other 4 fingers that play on the tip. The thumb plays on the side. Okay, so you've got that. So I'm going to play going up towards you. So now when we go to the next finger, the trick is that we don't want to lift the previous finger until the next finger is pressing down. Okay, I'm just lifting my finger so you can see. So as I press the next note, I lift the previous note. So I do lift my finger, but I still drop my weight of my arm into the next note. Here's the next note, press and lift. Okay, so as you're stepping up the notes, or when you're playing your pieces, you want it always to be legato, which is smooth, even, and connected. Okay, so a smooth sound is the basic feel of the piano. When people don't know how to play the piano, they often just hit notes randomly or play with one finger like this. Okay, so that's a different touch that you do need for piano, but not when you're learning. So in the beginning, you want to have this smooth touch. So the next thing you want to do is, so this is very, very technical and in-depth. So hopefully I haven't lost you yet. So when we get to our 3rd finger, we need to tuck our thumb under. So that's what we do with a scale. 1, 2, 3. Thumb goes under. Okay, now it's quite hard to just go and stick your thumb under. So what you want to do is you want to use your wrist to make a bit of a circle. Okay, so I'll do it here so you can see a bit better. So when I get to my 3rd finger, my wrist drops a little bit and moves towards me and then away from me to drop my thumb again. Okay, so it's this sort of pivoting action, okay? Now, it's not my elbow, I'm not doing anything with my whole arm, it's just my wrist. So you just practice doing that, feeling relaxed. It's really about letting go, okay? Being very natural with the way you play, okay? So letting your arm weight play the notes. Fingers stay firm, fingers don't collapse. Another thing that a lot of kids have trouble with, and that's fine because we were all kids once and we all had these knuckles, okay, are very weak. They haven't solidified. So you get this kind of bending in that knuckle joint there, okay? So what you're trying to do as you practice is not let that go. I can't do it with mine because they're there. You can see it. It's going backwards. Okay, so that's what lots of kids do when they play. The knuckles are all bending backwards from that joint. Try and keep it firm, okay? Try and keep it from buckling backwards. Keep it pushing forward, okay? All of your fingers as you play. So do that pivot, drop the weight of your arm, circle, that's a clockwise direction. Keep dropping, keep lifting each finger and making it smooth. When you get to the 5, you come all the way back to thumb. So there's no weird business here of doing some strange action. All the way, when you run out of fingers, you put your 3rd finger over. So the direction of your wrist, it's going to drop slightly, circle the opposite way, so anti-clockwise. You're doing this sort of feeling. See, I'm on my thumb and drop into your 3. Okay, one more time. So I'll do it up here so you can see better. Thumb, 2, I'm dropping my thumb, I'm circling and dropping. It's a lot easier than just sticking your thumb under. Now listen to how smooth it is, hopefully. And at the end, don't come off straight away. Push, it's like a trampoline, and your hand just drops back in your lap. It's always this weight of your arm. So let's do the left hand, okay? So that's all we're gonna do in this lesson. It's already over 10 minutes, but these are things that are really, really important if you want to play with a really beautiful feel, okay? And it takes time, but if you practice something as simple as a C major scale every day, doing exactly what I've just told you and explaining all of those things, the sound that you make will be amazing, and it will really impact on everything else you do with your playing. So here we go. Now, from my lap, okay, pinky finger's a lot weaker, especially my pinky finger. It's a little bit bent, you might see. I hope that's not a rude sign in some country. Hello. Anyway, you can see I've got a bit of a bend there. So it's got a bit straighter from playing over the years, but my pinky finger's quite small. I have small hands, but that shouldn't stop me from working on what we're talking about. So it's this sort of feel. Sometimes I do this. You can feel your fingers are not finger knuckles, everything's staying strong, and it's this pivoting from your arm, from your elbow. Okay, from my lap into my pinky finger. Now, as you can see, if I do like this with my fingers and scrunch them up, I'm using these other fingers to give this finger more support. Now, I want that finger to support itself, so I'm letting my thumb drop a bit. Yep. And now I'm bouncing a little bit to let the weight drop into my 4th finger. I'm keeping, see my finger on the tip. Drop the weight. Always drop into every note. So I want you to play your scales really slowly for a long time. Now we're going to pivot the opposite direction, so the same direction the right hand did, clockwise, into my 3. So you can see how slowly I'm playing. Drop my thumb. Now I pivot the other way, so anti-clockwise. Okay, so you need to practice that every day. Now the other thing, what was the other thing I was going to say in this lesson? Because it's a long lesson, but most lessons are 30 minutes, so you guys would all know that. So we're only halfway through. But a whole lesson dedicated to the one scale play very slowly would be a little bit boring. Anyway, you're going to watch this a few times. So as you get better with your scales, now this is not straight away, so everyone's always in a rush to get better, to get quicker. Everyone thinks quicker is better. If I play my scale quick, I'm really good. No, I would much rather you play your scale super slow and super even, and with that great feel. That just made my day, okay, if you do that. But if you play it like this, that's not even, okay? That's out of time. So what you want to do is you want to practice as you get better with a metronome to give you a sense of the beat, okay? Or, you know, you can click your finger at the same time. My right click is not as good as my left, left-handed. Okay, so 1 click per beat, per note. There we are, nice and slow. As you get better, and you know that you're playing properly with the circles, etc., you can go faster. So now, 2 notes per click. Really relaxed, not rushing, picking your fingers up. So make sure you always pick your fingers up because you don't want the sound to ever like this, okay? Some people do that. It's easy for your thumb to get lazy and not pick up when your second finger plays, okay? Then you can do 4 notes per click, okay? A lot more advanced. Not many people do this yet, okay? Okay, 8 notes. Okay, that was just me showing off. Okay, so I hope you're all keeping well, and I hope that was useful to lots of people and lots of my students and anybody else who wants to tune into this. I will start making some more videos, seeing as we are all stuck at home with this pandemic that has happened and affected so many people's lives. And I hope that you're finding some positives out of the situation, maybe more time to do more practice. Okay, I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and also hopefully soon. Take care.